Hi everyone, welcome back to the Potsmoker's Bible. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Potsmoker's Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion where I get my name and authority. It comes from the Ketuvim, or Old Testament, of the Christian Bible. I use the King James Version of the Christian Bible to put together the prophecy of Israel from the testimony of the various prophets of the Old Testament. And what I came up with was the Book of Zion. The Book of Zion is a book written entirely in Bible verse, so in order to publish it, I had to write another book called the Potsmoker's Bible, and it is the commentary to the Book of Zion. And in order to fulfill the prophecy, I had one thing left to do on my wish list, and that was to publish the piece. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm on the 18th chapter of the Potsmoker's Bible, which contains the 15th chapter of the Book of Zion. It's called In the Songs of the Temple. And I'm going to pick up where I left off last time. The Grey will save the Grey humans and any other humans willing to obey intergalactic law. But the people who have caused the pain and suffering of others will not be given aid. The governments will be given the choice, except for America, which is a guilty state. They, and any other government siding with them, will be left to their own self-destruction. America is the guilty state. It is they that created the war on drugs. They allowed industry to continue to pollute our planet for personal profit. The evil of the USA alone bears the brunt of guilt. They will bear the cost of our establishment. So, to every other nation of earth, it is up to you to choose the fate of your people. The Grey will give aid to any nation who chooses to side with Zion and Israel. The Grey will accept all other nations. Those nations will be aided in the creation of bunkers to house their population when the firestorm hits. Remember, government leaders, only those given aid will survive. America is guilty because it chose to enact the prophecy. They did everything foretold about them. If the U.S. had not chosen, of its own accord, to follow the Grey prompting, they would have avoided this whole mess. But they did exactly what they should not have done. If the U.S. hadn't chosen to create the war on drugs, then the prophecy would never have had to happen. We would not be facing a firestorm of methane. We would not have a society so cold and heartless as this one is. But because the prophecy was an insurance policy to be used in the event that it was necessary. Thanks, America, for making my life prior to Zion suck. Because of you, if you weren't so juvenile and self-assured in your ignorance, it wouldn't have been necessary for the Grey to go to such lengths to save us from you. They don't call me she who travails because I was just so happy all my life. If you humans could have grown up, we wouldn't be in this mess. So, the Grey will punish the guilty and save the human race. They will do so by fulfilling the prophecy. They wrote to prove our innocence and their true purpose to help humanity survive and mature into a delightful people. They will do so by returning as the living God of Israel. And now I will begin the dissertation, which is to read chapter and verse, and then to discuss with you the ramifications of it and how it correlates to the prophecy and to our current situation. So, the 15th chapter of the Book of Zion is the Songs of the Temple. It starts with Micah 5, 7 to 14, which becomes Zion 15, 1 to 8. And the remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people, as a dew from the Lord, as a shower upon the grass, that tarrieth not for man, nor waiteth for the sons of men. And the remnant of Jacob shall be among the Gentiles in the midst of many people, as a lion among the flock of sheep, who, if he go through, both treadeth down and teareth in pieces, and none can deliver. Thine hand shall be lifted up upon thine adversaries, and all thine enemies shall be cut off. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, that I will cut off thy horses out of the midst of thee, and I will destroy their chariots. And I will cut off the cities of thy land, and throw down all thy strongholds. And I will cut off witchcrafts out of thine hand, and thou shalt have no more soothsayers. Thy graven images also will I cut off, and thy standing images out of the midst of thee, and thou shalt be no more worship the work of thine own hands. And I will pluck up the groves out of the midst of thee. So will I destroy thy cities. Micah 5:7-14. These verses speak of the retribution coming to the 2/3 of the population that participated in the persecution of the innocents of this planet, i.e., the Zionites, the poor. And the gray always work on more than one level. And here they both return to the innocent, that which society had either taken from them or had deprived them of in the first place. But at the same time, they are doing what humans have refused to do. It was paramount that we stop entirely using fossil fuels. The Gray warned the governments of the dire consequences of global warming, but the power base of greed prevented the required actions. It's solely the fault of the governments, bodies, that our planet is changing. So we will strip the world of its ability to carry on with business as usual. And in all fairness, we who suffer the most are the very ones who do most of the manual labor in this society, just as leaving our jobs and taking our products with us. We will end your reign of terror. You will no longer be able to abuse us at your leisure. We will take our goods and products, that which is on the shelves and in the warehouses, that which we can use, we will take. Without using force, we will stop the world from polluting on a large scale, because our exit from society will leave more jobs than are able-bodied people willing to actually work. And the useless trinkets will go away, and all of the pollution with them. And my fellow earthlings, it has to be done for the future of humanity. Our world is full of useless but beautiful junk. Fabulous worldwide factories worldwide spew out poison, so our pretty little junks can collect dust. We cannot afford to produce useless pieces of art in mass. Let the artists create our artwork. We can't afford the pollution and waste of resources. We are not in a position where we can waste our resources killing off everything that breathes. So, to both protect life as we know it and to give justice to the people of Zion, we will be given a homeland in the Rocky Mountains, and we will strip the stores and warehouses of any useful items. You can have your junk, and we will retire to our new home. It will, of course, leave you to make do as best you can with what remains, which is exactly what you're doing to my people right now. So, as to say, turnabout is fair play. My people are stripped of everything, up to and including our lives. Be glad we are leaving you the junk and the junk food. I am not responsible for the events of prophecy. The ancient Gray wrote this testimonial. They chose to strip you of everything good, if you chose to enact the prophecy by imagining the war on drugs. Society chose to follow this path. I'm just the messenger. I didn't create these words, nor did I create the events leading up to this. I only tell you what is about to happen, according to the prophets of Israel. The Gray, for whom I speak, created all of this. The destructions of the cities in this passage is a very necessary evil. If our cities were operated using safe, renewable energy, we could stay in them. But our cities are killing fields where everything we do ends up killing us. We can't continue living in cities that are run on polluting fossil fuels that destroy all life on Earth. The population that remains behind will have to learn to take care of themselves. They will have to grow their own food and provide for their own needs. This isn't to be cruel, but to extend their lives as long as possible. It's tough love, but they will have already chosen their fate. Only those who created or actually carried out the laws that brought such harm to our planet will be kept out of Zion. Any person on earth who wasn't guilty of direct harm of others with knowledge will be able to choose to go to Zion or to move to their allied nations. All who reject Zion and or the grave have chosen to suffer. This entire passage is telling us the rewards of being Zionite and the punishment for choosing man over grave. Zionites will be allowed to strip America of its possessions, just as America stripped us of all of ours, while the foolish and the evil are left behind to wonder how their so-called gods could let this happen to them. The next two verses, Amos 8, 3 and 4, becomes Zion not 15, 9, and 10. And the songs of the temple shall be howlings in that day, saith the Lord God. There shall be many dead bodies in every place. They shall cast them out with silence. Hear this, O ye that swallow up the needy, even to make the poor of the people to fail. Amos. This gives us the title to this chapter. This is the day of judgment. One of the signs to indicate the prophecy is active is the sign that nature is the nature of the music created by the people called Zion. That music is all forms of rock and roll. All music whose roots are in soul or jazz. But at the time in which the prophecy is to occur, the music will howl. Our music does howl. Our singers scream out their rage at how you abuse everything, especially us. This music is a warning to the world. When my people scream in your face that you're going down, then you are most definitely going down. You have pushed us and pushed us. You have taken everything and given nothing in return. Who are you to lord it over us? How dare you condemn us when you are the ones who are responsible? We have warned you. You see our rage. Jeremiah 9:19 is Zion 15:11. For a voice of wailing is heard out of Zion. How we are spoiled. We are greatly confounded, because we have forsaken the land, because our dwellings have cast us out. Jeremiah goes on in 9:19. We also cry our pain. We sing of how we are ripped off, beaten down, and treated like the greatest of evil. When we forsake our lands and are cast out of our homes, this is the message that screams in our music. It is our voice. You should listen to our lyrics. You will know our pain. And I'm going to stop there for today. And I will pick up next time where we left off with Psalms 119:49 through 53. So until then, may the Grey watch over you, guide you, protect you, and keep you from all harm, and may they teach you right from wrong. May you be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light, the unicorn way. Find your joy and pursue it. Make that your happiness. Make this your life works, the guild of your choice. When we get to Zion. Now, if you get high and use drugs, stand proud and tall, my friends. You have every right and reason to. Believe me, I know. I wrote the book. So until next time, I'm going to say later now. because you know me, I love you way too much to ever say goodbye.